Somebody once told me this chunk was going to roll me. That's it. That's all I got. It's Swamp Leagues.
Once upon a league, I trapped myself in a RuneScape chunk tower. Last year, the damp, stinky Varrock sewers were my home. This year, I'm trying to escape from the even damper, even stinkier Lumbridge swamps. To escape, we must fulfill the whims of the Extreme One Chunk Elders, who speak to us through their website portal. Our chunk task began befuddlingly simply when we had to equip Unarmed, which we completed by doing nothing. We also donned leather gloves that were just sitting on some priest's table. But then the task turned cruel. Our main enemies in this chunk are the hordes of frogs that litter the swamp. We were dictated to obtain their rare longbone and the mythical 1 in 5,000 curved bone. We've gained a fan that pulls the strings of fate in the universe, it seems. We got the curved bone in 150 frog kills, and the long bone not long after that. For the first time in my ill-fated Chunk League's attempts, I was able to unlock a new chunk. Fate was now sending us into the Humans Against Monsters lair, where we pickpocketed our way to new clothing, and the chunk also gave us a yew tree that blossoms with wonderful XP rates. But then our mortal enemy appeared, fogged by an explosive dark swamp gas, the ultimate giant frogs level 99, who have a chance to drop a mithril spear. This is our main quest. This is the ultimate blade that Swamp Boy can wield. Our first spelunking attempt into our arch-rival's cavern ended in death of the most embarrassing sort. We slipped on rocks trying to flee our strong-tongued foe, and then blew up. We have quite a journey ahead, and this story is told not by an unreliable narrator, but an incompetent one. This may not be Shrek 2, the successful sequel that topped the original in every way. This very well may be Shrek 3, or God forbid, Shrek 4. Happy endings are never guaranteed when I do a Chunk League challenge, but let's see. We're starting out with some big wins. Woodcutting level 80. We've turned our lovely Echo Axe on woodchipper mode, and it is getting us some solid fletching XP, just from making arrow shafts. And the woodcutting XP is off the charts. There's 90 woodcutting, and 72 fletching. We can now make yew shields, which we should be able to do easily. We stole the pocket knife from the ham members to be able to carve it, but we are under the direct deposit curse. We've been cursed by some rogue bank teller witch. The main way we've been locked from content in this challenge is by items either automatically being sent to the bank or being locked in banknotes. And it looks like the ability to collect logs from the yew tree is another victim of that. So I guess we'll need to get a non-state-of-the-art axe that doesn't automatically link up to my bank account. But before that, let's get to 99 woodcutting. Getting our first 99, which would be my first ever on the account, will be a huge task completed and will bring us over the point requirement into the next tier. The next tier relics are all transportation relics that are useless to a homebody like us, but a passive effect of the tier is that it will double our combat XP rates, which is massive for training to fight against Big Frog. 92 woodcutting, that's half. Right? It's been breezing by. We get a freaky Forester hat, but we just don't have the inventory space for wacky headgear. 95 woodcutting, which is also a task. We're just one big task away. 90 points away from unlocking that new relic. Come on, everybody, let's count. 96, 97, 98. This is gonna be my first 99. I know it's like dunking with a ladder, but can you let me have this? 99! Look at the fireworks! Task unlocked. I gotta call my mom. Mom, I got my first 99 in... Okay. Well, yeah, technically it is league boosted XP rate. Well, I think it still counts for something. I'm doing the Chunk League challenge again. What about the Wheel of Torture? Well, okay, well, I'm just trying to juggle both series, and honestly, I kind of just forgot about the Wheel of Torture. Yeah, I know Ron does have a maxed account. That doesn't mean I have to call him Dad. Sorry about that. Where were we? Let's unlock... Oh. I gotta go back into town again to do it. One sec. There we are. So something else on our list that will help us show down against our arch-rival Frog is the bronze med helm that the muggers drop. Against a level 99 enemy, it won't do much, but at least we'll be able to protect our heads against concussion strength licking. And there it is. Now it's time to severely downgrade our axe. I'm sure one of the hordes of enemies we've attacked has dropped it. It's just a matter of time before we get one again. Goblins are not dropping much, but they do drop a book that kind of explains their whole deal. They worship the big war god. Their core tenets kind of revolve around war all the time, fight everyone. So actually, we've been especially hospitable to our goblin neighbors by fighting them nonstop. We did pickpocket axes from the Ham members, but we can no longer use that method since they're vacuum sealed up into banknotes we can't cash. So we're gonna have to loot them the old-fashioned way, killing them ding-dong dead. Grab that, thank you very much. When we equip our old rusty bronze axe, the Echo Axe even being in our inventory sends logs straight to the bank. So we gotta let it go. Sorry, Echo Axe, you're the only thing that's been gracious to us in this chunk, and the only thing that's allowed me to feel the unfiltered power of leagues. And of course, because of that, we must let you go. Go sink into the mud. There'll be adventures underground you can't even imagine. I love you. Oh, we can't even drop it. We have to destroy it. Well, if I can't have you, nobody can. This is taking so much longer. I miss my old cool axe. Well, we make our U shield, completing a chunk task, having our best in slot shields, well, forever. With all this settled, it's time to get back to what we were put on this swamp to do, stomp frogs. The additional 2 times onto our already 8 times XP multiplier for combat is a war godsend. We're going through much quicker. These combo XP mult rates, the special upgrades we can get through relics. Leagues feel like the closest we'll get to a RuneScape Balatro. Drop big bones for the big war god. 41 prayer, so close to protect from melee. Wait, oh my god, completely forgot! There's the hole in the swamp cave that leads to the lumbered cellar and the secret goblin mine. We just gotta get over there and... Can I stop blowing up, please? I am learning how to avoid the wall grabbers, though. You just stand here for a moment while they're like, where's my hug? Ignore them and walk on by. And here we are. We need an agility level of 13, which is doable. We have the most slippery, toxic gas-infested agility course available, the Cave Stepping Stones. To avoid the slapstick insanity of the last time I tried to hop those rocks, I farmed some rat steaks, microwave them in the ham break room. Let's get oh shit. Oh shit. Every time we slip on those slick rocks, we might as well just be diving into the murky, sludgy waters, immediately extinguishing our knockoff fried swamp catfish candle every time, and then we light it again. Oh no, I disconnected. Oh no, the Wi-Fi went down. I don't think I lit the candle. I might be eaten alive by the bugs. We're logging back in, and no. I don't know for sure if the bugs got me, or if I just decided to explode for no reason like last time, but we died. So, I go into Death's Domain, unlocking a shameful league task for breaking my swamp code. I stand at the foot of his desk, embarrassed like a child who was thrown up in the middle of the night, and I get my stuff back. We go back to the rocks, ready again to compete on Swamp Wipeout. I keep at it, constantly slipping. Thank God for the helmet I'm wearing. I've been hitting my head on the rocks so often, I would have pulled a bridge to Terabithia immediately if it wasn't for the helmet. Some guy watches for a moment. Hey. I hope whenever someone, geared out to the tens, as leagues comes to an end, sees me struggling in the swamps, they at least crack a smile. We get called for a quick lesson at the Lumbridge Community College, pass our final exam in shapes and patterns with flying colors, and use our associate's degree on some ranged XP. This is a gamble, but might have the chance to pay off massively for us. Level 13 agility. We actually make it across dry on the trip that gets us the level we need. We crawl through the cave and unlock a section of the chunk I completely forgot we could access. Here's the Lumbridge Cellar. I guess Recipe for Disaster isn't unlocked, so we can't use the chest bank. But I don't care, because the goblin quest that unlocks the mine is unlocked, because we can get escorted to the bone mine back here. This is incredible. There's somebody selling bone weapons! I don't have the range level to use the Dorgishan crossbow yet, but this bone club and bone spear might be interesting. Ooh, what's behind the ominous bone door? A whole city? An entire underground metropolis has just been here? I so forgot about this. I might have done the quest to get here back in the day for the bone crossbow, but I got it and left. I did not realize New Goblin City was underneath my feet the whole time. Oh my god, they have a bank. A bank! I've never been so excited in my life to get mediocre pens and mints. Oh, all the bird's nest I thought exploded had been sent down here, along with the logs the axe kept from me. We get a bunch of tree seeds and jewelry. We do have a tree patch in our chunk. we might be able to actually train farming. There's a chunk right next to us that we could roll that would require us to get 99 farming. I can't believe we actually have a shot at training the skill. So this definitely changes the game. There's been people living underground the whole time. Spoilers for the movie Parasite. If you haven't seen Parasite, go watch Parasite and then come back at this time, okay? Okay, spoilers for the movie Parasite. This is just like Parasite. Okay, welcome back anyone who skipped ahead. This changes the game for sure, and according to the chunk site, adds a few new tasks to our list. Steal a cave goblin wire with 44 thieving, get 35 cooking and brew a jug of swamp wine, light a mining helmet with 65 fire making, we already got that from our axe. A new light source would be incredible. Not suddenly spontaneously combusting would be so nice. And obtain an iron chain body from a goblin guard. Also massive to get any form of actual armor. We get 44 thieving immediately from pickpocketing the goblins down here, but I'm curious to what their loot is. Looks like some coin, also a wide variety of goblin soups and delicacies. Who am I to question the RuneScape logic? I have no clue how open bowls of soup aren't pouring out of the goblins' pockets and scalding their thighs, but they clearly have a much higher level of civilization figured out. We keep robbing our new neighbors for a little longer. There's a store selling all the lighting equipment we'll ever need. They have lanterns and even a headlamp helmet. We buy that, and when you look at that, it even has better defense for us than the med helm. We light it up to have a strong new light source to illuminate our path and knock out a secret hidden chunk task. And with 1,000 gold in tow, purchase the bone club from the bone store. It's definitely a much better option for us than an iron dagger. Pretty sure it's better than a bronze spear as well, lets us train specific combat skills, and use our hard-earned U shield. Oh cool, and the first guard we kill gets us the bone spear as well. We start fighting in the hallway, old boy style, but with slightly worse fight choreography. There's our iron chain body, another secret unknown chunk task done. There's a full underground goblin mall here for us to go shopping in. There's a leather purveyor selling frog leather clothing. We've killed so many of them, I didn't realize we could skin the frogs. We've killed enough frogs to make an entire Burlington coat factory's worth. Hell, more than Burlington, an entire Vermont coat factory's worth. We need 25 range to wear boots? Makes no sense to me, but maybe after 30 community college classes worth, we'll be able to slip on these. We grab the cave wire from this complicated looking machine. Hope that doesn't shut off the city's electrical grid or something. Another task done. Start the menial work of farming the patch. We're looking for 15 farming to plant an oak tree, and then it's smooth farming from there on out. We're back to fighting the giant frogs on the swamp surface. Mining helmet on, high beams on, blinding our amphibian foes. Bury their bones and get 43 prayer. We have unlocked protect from melee and get a task for showing it off. We can begin our plan of facing down our arch-rival frog in the sewers. There's 3 ways I see this going. The first and quickest is the mithril spear drops for us while the war god protects us in battle. For this prophecy to come true, we must be diligent on our prayer flicking, or be truly blessed in fortune and get the drop almost immediately. We have 42 prayer points and no way of recharging them. So if we run low on heavenly favor, we go to the much more desperate plan. If we get level 100 combat, which is a much loftier goal than I believe it to be, we can choose from the combat relics. In the warped world of chunk leagues, again, the fine print passive benefits are much better than the actual upgrades. When we get our first upgrade, we have a 95% chance to not consume ammo and runes, so we can scrounge some floor air runes and earth runes and hopefully just safe spot the frogs then. Our third and equally deranged plan could just be waiting for XP based random events, and always give them to ranged. If we get 27 ranged, we can equip the bone crossbow and absolutely blap the frogs with ease, and wear some stylish boots to boot. Wow, look how bright it is down here! Time for showdown number 2. It's going better than the last time, but not super hot. I still don't grasp the ways of the prayer flick, and these frogs are so beefy. I'm down to half my health before the frog is. But we do triumph against our first frog boss, and only get their roided up frog legs. We've used up all of our food, so we'll try again later. We teleport and then tend to our grassy garden. Big Frog Showdown number 2 goes even worse. We end up with 19 health and only 6 prayer points remaining, and no mithril drop. I guess it's time for plan B. As we begin the endless surface frog grind, we get another long bone. The bone drops are the only thing coming in for us, even though we don't need them anymore. Thanks RNG gods, we're actually all good here. Thank you. Okay, and another long bone drop. I said we were good. In 671 frog kills, we've gotten 4 long bones, which is way over the drop rate. We do the army random event, and we can't get any ranged XP from it, even though that would make the most sense. Why aren't we learning how to fire a gun at army? Oh no. I might have fallen into the same trap I did last leagues, getting my hopes up that I can grind farming, when in reality, I don't have a shovel to plant the trees. My only hope is the Underground Goblin Mall. Maybe at their general store they'd have a shovel, and come on, no? Really? How do you build an entire underground metropolis without any shovels? Well, I guess we have to go back to the frog grind and— I teleported to the wrong chunk. I'm back in my old chunk. Oh, no. How about the beekeeper? We get a collection log item and a lamp? What? I guess this beekeeper is teaching me how to shoot a gun? We get our ranged up to 13. This is actually coming along. We just keep smashing frogs. Oh my god. There's the shovel. It's right there. It's right in the rocket ship shed to Zenaris. Just right out of our reach in the other chunk. These challenges keep finding new ways to break my heart. After completing the Gravedigger event, we get 2 collection log items and a task for getting 5 of them total. Feels like we've done way more of these than 5, but oh well. We get trapped in a purgatory maze. It's far better than Frog Purgatory, or the violet stasis of my own creation where I just smash frogs to death with their big bones over and over and over again, like a nightmare a violent child would have. Sorry, where were we? Oh, we got a task for completing the maze. Total level 750. You bet that's a League's task. Okay, you can't see the genie, but the genie's here. He's talking to me through an earpiece, I guess. We're gonna get a lamp and try ranged again. We're now at level 18, only 9 levels away from shooting our way out of the swamp. We are base 70 in the main 4 combat skills, all from big ol' frogs. Well, giant frogs, technically. Big frogs are the tier down, but you know what I mean. We've killed 1,679 of them, which feels like a ton. That's all I've been doing, but also not a lot at all. That's still under half of what I initially expected the curved bone grind to be. We're only at combat level 88, still ways away from 100, and only getting slower. Maybe the lamp plan is actually more reasonable at this point. Everything seems hard to achieve and distant at this point except for one thing. Getting 2,000 points and hitting the bronze tier of leagues. I know that's the participation trophy of the game mode, but it would still be a huge accomplishment to me. It also feels the most apropos. The bronze trophy is the closest we'll get to the mud trophy. Unless Jagex adds the mud trophy to the mud subscription tier, the cheapest of their new subscription tiers, where you have to fight other users in the mud in order to be able to connect to a server. And there's a big easy task that will get us over the finish line. If we get 99 fire making. Break chunk rules one more time to get our old Echo Axe, but look away. We go back to our favorite yew tree and switch our axe to flamethrower mode and begin a long controlled burn. And there it is! Look at us, we did it again, another 99. Mom, we got another level. Oh hey Ron, I was just calling to say that I got another 99 and my first ever trophy tier while being chunk locked. Well, it's bronze, but yeah, I did break my chunk rules a few times, but it'll make narrative sense. Once you watch it, you'll see. It's more entertaining this way. Well, at least I'm not chunk locked to my own apartment because I'm not on house arrest, Ron, huh? How about that? We're bronze tier, and we are stronger now. We've gained 19 more prayer points since our last prayer flick showdown against the frogs. We have 24 total prayer points. That's another fight's worth. We pickpocket some more goblin finger food. They only heal up 2 hit points each, but we get a full inventory's worth. First, let's try to see if we're strong enough now to fight them without protection prayers. Nope. I don't think so. So we go back to prayer flicking, lose most of our health, but only burn 4 prayer points, and no drop. Nothing. We go back to the mall to engage in the most iconic mall pastime of all, stealing, get some more food court finger food. Wait, let me try something. What happens if I hide back here and then run back and forth to attack? No way, I think this will actually work. I'm not waiting long enough initially, but eventually I find a groove. I could have done this the whole time! I'm so relieved, like this plan will work, but also, I could have done this the whole time. Speaking of could have done this the whole time, I didn't realize the cave continued on, and there's some weird goings on in this cave cubby back here. For the price of a story, which, boy, I can tell this snake so many stories. But instead, I tell the story of a quest I auto-unlocked from leagues, I guess? Unless I blacked out from some swamp wine and got on misadventures I don't remember. We get led into this cave that's leaking some sort of toxic Mountain Dew looking liquid. Worried this is explosive. I'm so shocked this has existed here the whole time, I don't read the directions correctly and start pouring in the wrong flavor into my bowl. I go back to get some blue voltage, right? And time runs out pretty quickly. We slurp up the dregs of Cave Dew and gain 6 crafting levels and a league task for completing Tears of Gothics. Oh, that's what this is. Well, I want some more, so I tell some more stories from when I blacked out from too many bottles of that goblin wine we can't pronounce. Oh, I guess I can only come once a week? I only have 3 days left of the league! And I spent so much of that time getting my prayer and combat up when I could have just been cheesing the frogs. I continue to cheese the frogs. I'm glad I'm at least able to triumph against them. Sure, these level 99 frogs are stronger and beefier than I, but I win if I use the one thing that's gotten me through this godforsaken swamp challenge: patience. And there it is, what we've all been waiting for, the Mithril Spear. Look at it, a league task and the ultimate chunk task completed. After 1,839 giant frogs. The total amount of frogs we've dissected, a full state education system's worth. Moonlight doesn't divide that up by level 99, the lower level ones, but based on our count last time, it roughly took 160 big boss frogs to get that drop, which took quite a while since we had to fight very patiently. But we did. Now it's just the 2 tasks that I've put off, not because they're hard, just because I forgot. We have to get our cooking to 35, and then ask our goblin neighbor to lend us some grapes to make swamp wine. And then we have to get our magic to 15 through picking up floor runes and cast bones to bananas. We've recovered ample nature runes from the big boss frogs. They were throwing down nature runes like they were Tums. We do our final rat meat harvest with the finest chef tools we can procure, a mithril spear. We mow them down easily. We hop into the ham break room for the final time to microwave as many steaks as they do during the Applebee's dinner rush. 35 cooking. We just need a grape from the Goblin 2 drop table. Now that we know the surface goblin's war god tradition, killing him repeatedly is the kindest way to ask to borrow some grapes. Once I'm done with brewing the cave wine, we can split it and watch some, I guess, war footage? Is that what they're into? And then we'll black out and complete some quests without remembering. Well, look at that. The bronze spear drop. I remember when this was our first big game-changing drop. Look how much we've grown, from bronze to mithril. These are the exponential gear changes we play leagues for. We have 1 day left. We're gonna log in early tomorrow and finish those tasks, accomplishing 2 chunks, and getting to the mud, formerly bronze tier. Rise and shine and let's... No, it's gone! It closed? It said there were 2 days left yesterday. Did I make the same exact mistake again? Well, we've done it again. Our ending is pretty similar to the last time. We equipped a mithril spear as our best melee weapon, got our hopes up that we can get some farming levels, and forgot that Leagues ends on UK time, and we're locked out of the swamp. This was never a fairy tale story. Or maybe it was, but in the original Grimm sense, not the modern happily ever after version we know now. In our version of Shrek, after saving the day and going on an adventure, Shrek would find the swamp to be foreclosed while he was away. Developers already taking over the land and turning it into bougie high-rise apartment complexes. We were so close to completing a second chunk, and while I'm initially disappointed, this run went way further than the chunk oracles had planned for old Swamp Boy. They never thought he would get a 1 in 5,000 drop from the giant frogs, with nothing to cut them open with but his bare hands. But he did it. He had almost resigned himself to defeat with the even more giant frogs, but he did it. Sure, he could have done the patient maneuver the whole time, but he did it. Swamp Boy went on this adventure with no map, no plan, just a deranged sense of adventure in his heart. But like the fairy tales of yore, lessons were still learned. He explored the subterranean goblin cities, wore their high-tech spelunking helmets, learned about the coward's patient retreat in combat. I'm sure the maneuver has a name, but I've never done it before. We got 299s, which doing that in leagues is like being able to fly in a dream. Doesn't take that much effort. But most importantly, I was able to stand up to my made-up stepdad, Ron. You hear that, Ron? This is the end of this chapter, and I don't know if I'll be able to take on another chunk leagues. I don't have that dog in me to handle the intense grind challenges, and especially when you add in a time restraint that I always forget ends a day earlier than I think it does. Maybe I'll try a wiki-locked inspired challenge next year. It's too early to tell. But I very much enjoyed my time in the swamps this year. I feel much more sane than the year before. It was like taking a rejuvenating mud bath. And I hope you enjoyed your time in the swamps with me. It's been a pleasure to have you. Even though we didn't make it all the way out, there's no chunk like home. The end. Thanks for watching. If you want to kick back in an even more relaxing hot tub than the Lumbridge Swamp mud baths, take a walk over the Lumbridge Community Pool instead. It's my Patreon. It's as cheap as could be. If I could make it cheaper, I would. Only $1, there's no tiers, just vibes. We got a Discord, videos drop a little earlier, and we have state-of-the-art hot tubs with jets that really rip. You also get to chill with some of the coolest folks, like Bookworm, thank you.
Thank you, Crumple. Thanks, Chud. Thank you, Hepta.
Thank you, Temmie. Thank you, Gavarin. Thanks, Hildabilda.
Thank you, Sokudon. Thanks, Tarantino Q.
Thank you, Motho, Monty, Mario, and Mary Mars. Thank you, Other Fire Angel.
Thank you, Tiki Mug. Thanks, Octopada. And thank you, Pasta Man.
Thank you, Doomcat, Galaxy Dork, Maximus, Ninja00283, Matt, Connor, Beerche, Lil Zos, Chuck Quizmo, Jillybean, Murgatroyd99, Knowledge, Goopdaroop, Dinky Smecker, Eva, Mibbles, Poop Chimp, Sky Dreamer, Veep, Nako, and Jimmy Dory. See you real soon.